Mm, 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 mm. Back on here. Didn't know why the last video looked at the way it did. So I had to adjust myself. Praying that the camera adjusts itself. um, Find out why the camera is so unbalanced and isn't level. But just speaking a little more about something that I was doing. Even when it comes to the diamond roll, that has everything to do with um, leveling up Dorothy Creations. Um, it's very important that that the men and women level up to be able to wear that clean, truthful, real diamond. Um, a lot of marriages isn't real. A lot of marriages was done without um, the approval of the other person. A lot of marriages are fake. A lot of marriages are bound for destruction. A lot of marriages are um, just violating their own vows. Um, a lot of marriages are just disrespecting their own color, white, when it comes to a white wedding, when it comes to the gown that women wear, when it comes to the color. Sorry. And I believe they are disrespecting a lot of the traditional ways of marriage and the way um, it was known for us women um, actually to have as that traditional white marriage, or should I say white color when it comes to marriage. Um, but I believe it has a lot to do with the purity of the woman as well as the marriage. Um, some women don't, I'm going to just say, take it seriously, um, but it's a serious ceremony for women and men um, to have that kind of structured, secure, clean, protected, truthful um, kind of relationship, even marriage. Um, that definitely holds more value than that man or woman really take serious and appreciate when it comes to a marriage. Um, I believe strongly that I know personally, even when it comes to myself, I wasn't basically making the way my family raised me a priority, not so much as the way they raised me, but the things that I was taught when it comes to certain things about my religion. Um, because I didn't understand really how important it was. Um, to basically live by those laws and to be able to keep myself clean and cleansed from all hate, diseases, sin, even people that was or men or that was bringing that kind of dirt or sin my way without myself being aware of it. Um, so just having children out of wedlock or without being married, that was a sin in itself. And I really didn't think of it that way. I just thought just having a relationship to be able to get comfortable with whoever you're with and to learn their ways and um, basically be all right with having a relationship with that person to then strengthen that relationship to a loving relationship to then become that man's wife. Um, it never worked out that way for me, and I don't know. I didn't know why it was so. Um, I didn't know why it was in the way. Something that was. I didn't know what the problem was with it never happening, or should I say it because it never happened. And I had so many situations that I thought would lead to that particular status. Um, and I have to call them situations because if it didn't work out, it wasn't even worth saying relationship because you have to have that friendship to be able to have a relationship, to build um, yourself, to be able to um, have a marriage with um, the um, other partner. So, I really didn't know why it wasn't going the way that I thought it would go, knowing that I was truthful in the beginning and I was truthful, during the relationship, but also that my intentions was just that and thinking that that was their intentions as well because that's the vibe they would let off or certain things they would say to make me believe that until I found out that it was just a way of them getting what they wanted and using me the wrong way, I must say, for them. And um, time after time it just didn't happen the way that I wanted it to. But I didn't know because I was vulnerable to those situations and all right with those situations that um, they basically felt like, why do they have to commit to me if I'm already there for them in all those ways, basically. So, you know, um, and they didn't feel like they had to, you know, um, secure that relationship um, because they felt already secure in the relationship. Um, so, because my priorities now are, my main focus on all those things today, I believe just staying clean would have cleansed um, a woman and a man from any simple sexual acts or any kind of sinful relationships or just any situation that could have led to um, going against any right way of having a relationship. Mhm. So, go big grandson. So, I just want to um,
Can, can I
let it
get
be
something
known.
to drink, Grandma?
Yes, yes, yes. I just want to let it be known that a lot of men and women went into a relationship, even a marriage, without cleaning and cleansing themselves to at least start off with a clean relationship, um, to have that clean marriage. And in some relationships, some was already having sexual relationships, intimate relationships in that relationship situation, and was doing it before they became married. So I believe that alone kept a woman's white stained and unclean because she didn't take the initiative to do it the right way by saving herself for that marriage, to have with that man, but involving herself in sexual relationships before um, marrying that man. Some men and women are sexually having a sexual relationship with other men and women, even with the woman or the man that they're with, and bringing them stained situations to their own relationship and bedroom. And that's another way of dirtying and keeping their white color stained. I believe the best way to do it is to not involve yourself in any sexual relationship with a man or woman, when it comes to the man or the woman, and basically get to know that man or that woman, um, when it comes to a friendship, to have that relationship. Um, and even within that time, still don't have any sexual or intimate relationship. Not so much as intimate, because intimate could be mean um, different things. It don't have to actually mean intercourse. But so intimacy is a big part of that because it do hold that secure feeling and secure way of um, letting a woman or a man know that you're secure with them within that relationship. But to interact in certain sexual relationships or sexual acts, I'm gonna say, wouldn't be appropriate for that kind of structure when you're structuring yourself for that relationship. So I believe you shouldn't have any sexual um, intercourse or anything like that until after marriage. A marriage has taken place. Um, I just believe a man should be purity, have his cleansiness, and a woman should have a cleansiness in the beginning. And that's just to keep themselves in clean from sin and keep themselves clean when it comes to entering their relationship as well as their a marriage that they choose to have with each other. So, and that color white won't be stained, you know, before the marriage. And it wouldn't be stained after the marriage because you came in with a clean relationship and clean marriage. And you came in cleansed from sin and all kinds of, diseases and anything else that come along with staining and hating on, um, I'm gonna just say, yourself and your relationship. I believe it wouldn't be a good way of doing it if you did it any other way other than that. So today, that's what I'm doing, and that has everything to do with the diamond law. That has everything to do with leveling up with Dorothy creation. So um, that's for the men and women to actually um, be able to um, take responsibility for themselves and their um, woman or their man and do what they have to do to keep them as their priority as well as themselves and make it their responsibility to stay clean and keep their relationship clean from the beginning. And then you have people that's men and women that choose to speak a certain vows at their own ceremony when it comes to a wedding, but don't live up to those words that they speak to each other. And I believe that stings and separates them immediately from their own relationship and marriage. And it makes them wander um, away from the focus of their own vows. So that's just something that um, need to be um, something in forefront for those men and women to acknowledge when it comes to themselves and their relationship so they could do it the right way. Myself personally want to get Christian. I was told by my mom I was Christian when I was an infant. um, I want to get Christian again though, just to cleanse myself from any sinful entities, enemies, feelings, or even, you know, just thoughts, and any hate that's in me or around me or with me, and you know, any dirtiness or anything that has to do with sin and hate and um, going against what I'm representing. So I do believe it wouldn't be the same vows that other people took when it came to their marriage because I believe a lot of games was being played when it came to that. One people in their marriages when it came to men and women. So I would have my own words that I would put for the way that I choose to do it. Um, just to um, acknowledge the way that I'm all right with living, um, all right with being someone's wife, all right with, or should I say, all right with being the right man's wife, um, and just all right with what I'm doing today. Um, and he just had to be acceptable and agreeable to these words as well and everything that I'm doing. And a lot of that will sustain from um, the laws that are already put in place for myself and other men, women, and children to live by. Um, so I just want men and women to be mindful that it is something that I'm doing that's has everything to do with the diamond law, and it's leveling up to this diamond law. Um, if you wasn't ready for it, you shouldn't have accepted it, because a lot of people put lies and disrespect, even hate, on the diamonds. Um, that's for um, marriages, even engagements, and they're not living up to um, the value of those diamonds, as well as the woman or the man that holds and represents that diamond. Um, and I believe it made a lot of other women and men. I don't want to say look bad because if it ain't their stuff, you can't force blame on them. But it made them think that a lot of things are acceptable when it comes to doing certain things that was not to be done or shouldn't have been done when it came to a relationship, even a friendship, a relationship, and a marriage. So some men and women think it's acceptable to be able to do certain things that really never was acceptable to do when it comes to a marriage. And I believe they all need to really, be mindful of the value that a marriage really holds when it comes to that man and woman, and don't take that for granted because um, I don't personally believe in divorce. So um, I feel like if I'm doing so much work to have the right marriage, there's no way that I, you know, can lose something that I'm structuring to basically keep and be able to use or have for the rest of my life. There's no way in the world that I'm doing all this just to say, it didn't work out. If you feel like a person is not fit for you, then don't accept their hand in marriage and don't agree to anything that has to do with yourself in that kind of relationship. You have to just let them go, and you know, um, I believe strongly for every woman there's the right man for every woman. So it's a man for every woman. Um, you just got to know that any man or woman that you choose have to be on the same page as you. Not only be on the same page as you, but believe the same things you believe. Because anything else, y'all will be colliding and clashing with back and forth arguments and being argumental because you don't agree with something he's doing or he don't agree with something you doing because y'all not on the same page and y'all basically don't believe the same things. So if you don't believe the same things, there's no way you could have a relationship with somebody without having that distraction of back and forth argumental situations that is really not supposed to, it shouldn't be a part of your vocabulary or your relationship because you don't uh supposed to be with your own hate. How can you love the one you hate or hate the one you love? So you can't keep going back and forth with somebody that you claim you love, or you know having an intimate moment or situations or relationship and inviting this person in your house if y'all don't get along. That's like love and hate, or one feel like they are able to do something or could do something you feel like they can't. Like it's against your belief that they could do it, but it ain't against theirs. But you agreed to be with this person and marry this person knowing that you don't like certain things that they do. You know what I mean? So if you can't come to a solution with, you know, or should I say, if you can't come to um, solving any problems when it comes to that, when it comes to the relationship without the intimate kind of relationship, when it comes to sexual, then you know, um, I don't think it's good to go forward with that person because it's going to always be a situation where as though he might think he could do this and you might think it's wrong for him to do. And men and women have to be mindful when they have a wife or a husband. A lot of things that they was able to do when they didn't have one, they can't do those things when they have one. So a lot of things they have to understand is, limited. You just can't do certain things, and I would think that men and women would respect that, knowing the value that they're gaining by having a marriage um, with that man or that woman. Um, Everybody is not fortunate to have a well maintained marriage, but a lot of people didn't live by the right laws anyway to be able to even keep their marriages. So it was more divorce than anything. And I didn't understand that because I was always told or taught that, you know, it's only supposed to be one man to one woman. And you're supposed to only have um one marriage on file. You don't supposed to have different marriages with different people. You know what I mean? It's just like, you know, you don't respect the word marriage, or you don't respect, you know, basically any kind of relationship that will bring a beautiful marriage to surface. So you can't test your waters or test these people, men and women, by well, let me marry him and maybe he the right one. You have to get to know someone first. If you don't, if they're not the person you want them to be, or the person that you thought they was, or even person that you know, the things that you believe that they, you know, make sense for them to believe, you know, I don't think personally that it should go any further, and it should be left alone. um, and even if you remain friends, just be friends, you know what I mean? But I believe a woman and a man supposed to just do what they have to do for themselves in that situation. And I don't believe any man or woman should hate on each other when they make those choices, because if it ain't working with you, there's no need to keep, you know, holding on to something, or trying to, I'm gonna just say, be with someone that you know is never going to go no further than that, especially when it comes to a marriage, because you're just not, you know, compatible for each other, I guess, you know. So it's just something to think about and be mindful for. And with that being said, I'm gonna get off of here and um, do some stuff that I could do.